For high performers, there's this weird kind of stagnation that doesn't really look like failure. It just looks like being fine. But let me tell you, fine can be the most dangerous place for an ambitious founder. So today, we're going to dismantle that hidden force that's been holding you back, and we're going to talk about how to architect the identity that will actually carry you to your next level. Okay, let's get into it.
Now look, this isn't just some motivational poster quote. This is a strategic directive. It points directly to the core conflict that kills growth, right? That inner battle between who you are now and the person your ambition demands you become. That doubt, it's not just a feeling, it's a drag on your performance. It's a weight.
So let's put a name to that feeling. You know the one, where you feel like you're executing perfectly, but you've just slammed into some kind of invisible ceiling. Nothing's technically broken, but there's this deep disconnect. And this isn't burnout, not really. It's a symptom of a much deeper strategic problem. And here it is. This is the official diagnosis: identity misalignment. It's when the version of you that got you here simply is not the version of you that can get you there. And this isn't some personal failing on your part. Think of it like this. You're running on an outdated operating system. Your identity has become a strategic liability, and it's creating a very, very real performance ceiling. Okay, check this out, because this is where it gets really interesting. It's the gap between the words we use and the reality we're actually living in. So on the left, you've got the language of fine. We talk about our obligations, our responsibilities, which, let's be honest, is usually just a fancy way of talking about settling. But on the right, that's the real cost: a hard performance ceiling, mounting identity debt, and just total strategic stagnation. So, how do you fix this? Well, the biggest shifts, the ones that really matter, they almost never start with some huge dramatic action. Nope, they begin with a quiet internal pivot, a tiny micro decision that changes literally everything that comes after it. Let's take a look at how that actually happens.
This is where the real work happens. It's not with some big announcement or a press release. It's in a quiet moment on a totally ordinary Tuesday morning. From the outside, nothing has changed at all, but on the inside, a fundamental decision is being made.
And this right here, this is the heart of it. The misalignment wasn't about the tasks or the salary or the job title. It was an identity problem. It's that feeling of showing up every day as a person who just doesn't fit the container you're in anymore. This is the pivot point. And again, it's not a decision to quit or launch something new or burn the ships. It's something way more subtle and a heck of a lot more powerful. It's a choice you make when nobody else is even watching. And there it is, the tool itself: honesty. Not a perfect 10-point plan, not some overnight transformation, just the honesty to finally admit what you truly want without needing a pre-approved strategy to justify it. This isn't just some emotional release. This is a strategic act. It's the exact moment your internal compass recalibrates and finally points to your true north. So, that quiet decision, that single moment of honesty, that becomes the first brick. Because you don't just find a new identity. You have to architect it. You have to build it, piece by piece. And the foundation you decide to build on, well, that determines exactly how high you can go. This slide just lays it all out there. This is the fundamental conflict. The old 9-to-5 foundation, well, it waits for permission. It manages obligations. But that $100K per month engine you're trying to build, it gives itself permission. It designs totally new maps. You simply cannot build the engine on the right using the foundation on the left. They are completely strategically incompatible. All right, so how do we actually lay that first brick for the new foundation? Well, it starts with the exact same tool from our story: radical internal honesty. It is the absolute non-negotiable raw material for everything that has to come next. This is the question, the one you have to really sit with. Not what you should want or what sounds reasonable to other people, but what is the undeniable truth about the person you are becoming? Who is trying to get out from underneath all those roles and expectations? So what does this look like in practice? First, you have to stop pretending fine is an acceptable standard for your life. It's not. Second, you admit what you actually want, even if it feels insane. No justification needed. Then you give a name to this future self. And this is critical. You have to stop waiting for the right time to feel ready, because that feeling, it's never going to come. The action of building is what creates the readiness.
See, this isn't about just hoping you'll change or sitting around waiting for some big breakthrough.
The moment that first brick of honesty is laid, you begin a process of deliberate, intentional construction. You become the architect of your own identity. Let's be crystal clear about this. Growth at this level is not an accident. A powerful identity that can support massive goals doesn't just happen. It is designed, it is engineered, it is architected with focused effort and, frankly, the right tools.
And you know what? This construction process can start right now with these 3 simple steps. First, name it. Just give yourself the space to actually hear the truth of what you want. Second, honor it. Acknowledge that desire is valid without piling on judgment. And third, strengthen it. Begin the deliberate, day in, day out work of reinforcing this new identity.
Now look, if you're serious about this work, about really doing the architectural heavy lifting so your foundation can support the business and the life you're building, then this is the logical next step. The resources at this link, they're designed specifically for that deliberate construction process. So I'll leave you with this. All the roles, the obligations, the person you think you're supposed to be, it's all just a form of pretending, isn't it? The real question isn't if you'll change, but who you will finally allow yourself to become once you decide that fine is no longer good enough.